Okay, looks like we're recording. So hello and welcome everyone to a Sacred Symbols reading. I'm your host, Desiree DeMars, and this is Sunday, July 10th, I believe. I missed a week. I just want to let everyone know I was thinking about you and I tried to get here, but I was trying to use this new camera. So what you can see is I've got a document camera so you can have a bird's eye view of the symbols themselves and maybe have a better sense of how I'm seeing relationships and connections to the symbols. So we'll see if this works today. It's a little tricky, but hopefully I've got it plugged in correctly, and you'll just have to bear with me when I flip the camera to the document camera to see from above. But meanwhile, let's start out taking a few deep breaths together. I hope everybody had a wonderful 4th of July. Unfortunately, I had some sad news with this didn't affect me directly, but the town next to where I grew up in my, let's see, it'd be junior high school and high school years, outside of Chicago, there was a mass shooting. It was Highland Park, Illinois. Maybe some of you have seen it on the news. And so I have some relatives in the area. My mother lives in the next town. And so it was a really sad day and shocking, hard to believe that this continues to happen, or we continue somehow to allow 20-year-olds to purchase semi-automatic weapons. And so I was really just needing some space, and then I happened to see the movie Elvis, and it really kind of gave me a little 1-2 punch, and a perspective of looking at what was going on in the 60s. And that, of course, was where was growing up at the time in the 60s. And so just a huge flashback and triggering of memories about why my parents moved there in the first place, because it was a safer place than living in the city. And and what all that means. What does that mean to us now? What does it mean to us as a collective and individually? So if you're interested in hearing more about my thoughts about both the movie Elvis, which was fantastic, and the idea of how we're coping, how we are being with gun violence in this country, and some thoughts I have that are helping me feel grounded and getting me through, some of which is an incredible teacher by the name of Thich Nhat Hanh. So I use some quotes from him and his work that are directly related to those issues. So I hope if you're interested, you'll check out my my monthly newsletter for the month of July. And please, as always, like and share this. Let's keep this YouTube going, and fingers crossed that the camera and recording will be synchronizing. I've already tried it twice, and it did not work as I would hoped it would. So 3 times the charm. And I will post the link to below the video for my newsletter article. So thank you, as always, for joining. And again, let's shift back into the breath. Take a few breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth, allowing the head, neck, and shoulders to relax. Ooh, let the eyes relax, let them sink back into the eye sockets and down, allowing for more space in the upper and frontal lobe of the brain. And then let's take a couple of breaths where we inhale a really deep breath and hold. And this holding action, when the lungs are full, presses on the vagus nerve and activates, or I should say, really what it does is helps to bring the nerve into coherence with the brain, right? With the mind, with what's going on in our little busy beaver minds, our little monkey minds. And it allows everything to slow down. So again, taking a breath in, holding, and exhaling. Try exhaling longer than you inhaled. Bringing nice fresh oxygen into the brain, into the body, into the bloodstream. And imagine that coherence also activating this brilliant white light that comes down from the heavens and surrounds us always, right? Activates the heart center and allows us to flow into a state of courage, of love. And that love flows out and comes back in and activates our entire toroidal field, grounding us to the center of the earth and activating, making like a cosmic activation to the stars, to the stardust that we are within, and to the iron core of the earth, and to the iron in our red blood cells, in our hemoglobin. And this, my friends, is helping to strengthen our immune system. So after taking a few deep breaths, letting your tailbone sink into the cushion, the chair, or wherever you're sitting, imagine now this movement, this holo movement we've created with the breath is now activating the eternal flow of life force energy and bringing into awakening our chakras, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, and white again. Now infused with the rainbow of all the chakras. And then just imagine a golden light, a thread, a flowing river of light, again, coming down through the central channel now that's open and activated and warming, awakening, bringing in that higher level of conscious awareness, our superconscious, that superconscious field that is there always. It is a part of that great mystery, the all that is. And just bringing that into our awareness now, along with the heart, to take a moment to have an intention. So we are literally sitting in the I am presence, the I for intention, the A for attention, that we are putting on for the results, the desired results that we would like to receive from this experience. And then being aware of that everything is in movement. It's a holographic movement, a holo movement of this these cosmic forces of which we are a part of, and it is a part of us. So taking all of that into consideration and weaving into it your intention, putting your attention on the sacred symbols, and just a short invocation that I will do to call in guides, angels, teachers, ancestors, and then I'm going to, along with you, blow into the basket. So again, let's just call in to this sacred circle the directions, the east, the south, the west, the north, above, below, and the middle. Let's call in and sit with us, be with us, all of the elementals, earth, air, fire, water, ether, plasma, neutrinos, and gammas, all those elements yet unknown to man. Come and be with us, all of our guides, angels, teachers, guardians, the seen and the unseen, the magical and the mystical, the two-legged, the four-legged, the many-legged, and the winged ones, the finned ones, and the creepy crawlers. May all of nature be here with us today, here within our hearts and within the sacred circle. The sacred circle that is infusing or filtering and bringing in this high divine light, this high state of wisdom from the superconscious, not limited by the ego or the conditioning that we have picked up along the way. And finally, bringing that sacred circle out even further beyond the room you're sitting in, beyond the building, and out into the land where our ancestors once roamed. And we call upon them to be here in the sacred circle. All those who went before us lived a good life and now transcended and are here working on our behalf. And to all those we come in contact with, may all of those whose names we do not know, but whose blood runs through our veins, receive the same information, and in so doing, allow a shift, allow a change. The evolutionary spark, let that be activated today through this reading. In full faith, so be it. Aho. Beautiful. Just allow that sound of the rattle again to bring you into this alpha theta state, expanded awareness. And then with me, let's breathe in. And as we exhale 3 times, let's blow into the basket that intention, those words of wisdom, the guidance that we're seeking for answers, for inquiries, for deep, deep understandings, soul rememberings. Thank you. And then here will be the test. Bear with me. I'm going to see if I can make sure that I flip the camera now and that we are recording. There you go. I think it's working. And I'm going to just kind of center this as best I can for your view. I think I would have to be even higher to get more, but at least you'll see it from this angle. And I will move it slightly to capture any areas that it's not catching. So here we go. Okay, so one thing I did want to check was, let's see, the view that you're actually getting is you would be sitting here, right, where my pointer is, and you're looking at the camera. I think it may be flipped, actually. It's really hard to tell. I think I'm here. And in order for then you to see, let's see, the way you'd be seeing it if you were here with me, I believe is like this. So I hope that's not too confusing, but like I said, I'm sure you'll get the gist of it. What's most important is the information. And let me see. The first thing I noticed is the symbol that represents vision. The vision, the dream. It popped way over here. It would be almost landed in your lap. And here it is. Yeah, wow, okay. There it is by itself on the edge. On the edge. Wow, the vision is out there on the edge somewhere. And what was next to it, let me see if what I could do actually is push the camera over a little bit. Yeah. that little green piece of jade, I believe, that is the heart chakra. So we've got the vision and the heart there right next to you. And the inquiry is over here. It's so interesting. I think each time that I threw and the recording didn't work, the inquiry landed over here. And we kind of got a spiral coming through this way. But the entry point to the reading is here at the inquiry, saying big stuff happening with Saturn, with structures. No kidding, structures falling apart, everything kind of in this crazy chaos. The greats are all here on your mother's side, your maternal great grandparents, and your mother's mother, grandmother on your mother's side. Sudden and unexpected, here you are. So just know that this is the way things are right now, that things will be happening suddenly and unexpectedly. And this is the moon, and this is Uranus. So this sudden and unexpected, kind of like a lightning bolt, boom, a storm blowing in, something just shifting suddenly. You thought it was going in one direction, now it's another. And that is kind of the way of the world, isn't it, my friends? So just know that is part of the status quo these days, and it is definitely affecting our emotions. So we are having to master the emotions and master our physicality through the understanding of our emotions, and remember that, yes, we are 3D physical here in human form. This is Pachamama here touching our blueprint. But no, we are something larger. That's what this is saying, you know, we're something much bigger than that. We came in with this soul remembering, the soul's mission. A soul retrieval is what's happening, and it's a collective retrieval at this point. I feel like for many years I did a lot of soul retrieval work with individuals, but now it seems to be on a collective level. And so much of it is about how we speak about our truth, how we express ourselves through our voice. And it is time to move forward. This is Mars. And that little cross down there was the the eighth chakra and up, or the energy above the crown of the head, this brilliant white light that we know we're moving into this field of crystalline light as we journey on Earth through the photon belt. So, you know, we're feeling these solar flares, coronal mass ejections. And in fact, here is the sun right on top of the house, the piece that represents the luck of our house. So, I mean, the luck of it is that we are evolving. Big things are happening, and this is planet Earth. Big things are happening here on Earth. And big things are happening on a frequency level to the Earth, within us, and in our mental states, in the state of our mind. This is about the mind, right? This little crystal here. And it is saying it is affecting us from the core up, right? This is first chakra. This is our home. So the home within and the home without. Both homes. And the angelic realms are there with this idea of Mercury. No, I'm sorry, Pluto. Pluto, bam, right? Big changes happening, whether we like it or not. That's really what we're in, this last shift of Pluto. But underneath it all, here is the wish, the magic, the good for one wish star coin. So make a wish. In other words, create your dreams. Don't be afraid to dream, even though everything seems to be falling apart. Dream a bigger dream. Dream a new dream, right? And this, I'm sorry, because this is where I mentioned Mercury. So here's Mercury right on the top or the back of Frog, which is all about what I said, the collective evolution of all the souls that came to be in the blueprint together at this time, right? In the matrix. We're in the matrix together. We're going through this together. It's no longer about a chosen few. It's about the many, right? And the diversity of the many, so that we can create unity once again, because unity is diversity. So as we're moving through this circle, this spiral, we're seeing our DNA is changing. That's what's key. And the key is to keep moving forward. This is horse DNA right on top of his head, almost like the crown of a unicorn or the horn of a unicorn. It's like, the antenna bringing in. We're getting huge downloads right now, so stay open. We just went through a huge flow of downloads. And so maybe what's happening now is you're actually integrating them. Just allow that to kind of unfold and know that the other, now if you were with a partner, you're working with other people, or you're just noticing things about relationships with the other, just notice that they're going through their own stuff too. They're facing down and they are resting on sea lily, which is all about, taking root, really getting grounded, and it's about community. So just be aware of how your community is shifting and changing, or needs to, because that is what's really being amplified right now. This is Jupiter, and Jupiter is saying take time also for introspection. This is Bear Claw. And that's what the work in the world is about today. The work, the true work on a soul level, that's what we're talking about. Not your job, but even being in your job, I think what's being called for is to be this higher self all times. It's not like, well, when I meditate, I'm in a great place. And then when I go to work, I go crazy. No, we have to be all of that at once in the present, because there really is no other place to make potent changes than the present. We can't change the past, and the future is not yet here, but we are dreaming, we are visioning that future, and it's all being amplified right now as we go through this transfiguration, huge transfiguration, about how we speak our truth, become in alignment with the creator aspect of ourselves as we journey right through these cycles. And as we start to remember our star nations, our people, our star family that we came from, this is where our passion, I think this is really what might feel really tricky right now is, where do you have a passion? I sometimes feel that way. It's like, I want to feel passionate. I have things I love and feel passionate about, like even just simply nature, things about nature. And then when I see the destruction that's going on, the ignorance and devastation that's happening. I mean, we're having a sixth mass extinction. It's happening right in front of our eyes, and we are part of it. I know we'd like to think, we're not, but here we are. We're in it, because guess what? We're all connected, and we depend on these things that are becoming less and less prominent here on this earth. So Deer Toe is saying the answer, the key is to stay in your innocence, right? Align with the divine feminine. Align with the divine feminine, and then we have Venus here. So what is it, the truth, love, and beauty that resonates in your heart? I speak about this in relationship to the writer-director Baz Lurhmann, an incredible Australian filmmaker who made this vision, this dream happen about Elvis's life so poignantly, so powerfully at this time, even through all of COVID. They were, working on the film, and it all finally came together at this time when we have the same kinds of things showing up again in our communities, in our collective, these same issues. So we're going to have to dig deeper, dig even deeper. It's not superficial anymore. It's just not going to cut it. In fact, this little dagger here, right? Look at that, paralleling this feather, which is about power animals. Notice your power animals this week. Notice the animals that are speaking to you. Notice what's happening to them in their life. What are they doing? What are they saying? How are you feeling? And bring in their energy, their wisdom to help you, to help yourself. This is second chakra, right on top of Neptune, right? To cut through the BS. The BS, and I call BS the belief systems, to cut through the belief systems that we were conditioned that are no longer true. and that have been in the way of our power. That's second chakra, right? The power to create, the power of being, claiming the creator that we are. So that, and part of that, part of the challenge will be that it's about the great mystery, right? Honoring the sacred in all things, even the things we can't see, the things we don't see in the other that we don't agree with, that we don't align with, that we don't understand. But our great ones here, the great ones are right there with us during in this great mystery. How beautiful. What a nice parallel we have of the greats and the great great greats all here on your mother's side, right there as the foundation of your inquiry, along with her grandmother. And then here, the great ones on your father's side, the paternal line, right here with the great mystery. How beautiful. That's powerful. And this is powerful. We have the spiral that we're going through. We have the father. The father, this is something that's been locked up, right? We're needing to really look. We have, this is powerful. We have eagle condor, father, Buddha, you know, right there with the lock in the center diamond, right? One of the parts of the four directions, right? Now, if I were reading this from where I'm sitting, if we were, here was the center. Now where this is facing, okay, this would be east, south, west, north. So that's interesting. We have our star nations in the east. How beautiful. We have this greater, this movement, this holo movement I spoke of, that we're flying through space with the speed of God knows what, maybe faster than light. And we're moving into that future dream that we're projecting out there. We're moving toward it. And Eagle Condor is saying, yes, look at how you can see that reflected in your life right now is through the father's lineage. What is locked? What is blocked? What is hidden? What are the secrets that need to come out and be released, be unfolded, right? And it's going to take some creativity, because here we have east, south, west. We have in the west the inquiry, you know, which is perfect, you know, which is all about introspection. I said that we were looking at bear here, right? Introspection, about the inquiry, about the potential of it, about the power of it. And then right there in front of you, right? We have the earth, we have the shaman, we have the key. The key is community right now, right? The other, and their internal process and how it affects us. Even though we may not see it, we feel it, right? So this is why we need to develop even further our potential, our power of going within. That's our work. Go within even deeper so that we can see even greater, right? And we can see through the eyes of our superconscious awareness. And then notice that feelings. Look how this was so interesting here. How this was, here we have the ancient ones on the mother's side, the maternal ancient ones. With ceremony, do some kind of ceremony, even a simple ceremony with your altar, make an offering, say a prayer, to this unfolding, to the vision, to the secrets, right? For them to come up and out, to be revealed, to move forward so that we can all move forward, right? Our ancestors can move forward. We can move forward, individually and collectively. And as I'm now, let's see. Yes, you were able to see when I'm pointing to this. I'm going to slide this forward a little bit towards you so you can see the very top of the reading near me. Now, we have, again, this kind of spiral. Here's the mother, your third chakra, all right? Here's this foundation, this balance point. So interesting. The balance point here, the structure, you know, this is where we're building new structure from our core, from our third chakra power center, right? From our true power, which is courage. We're really needing to be in a state of courage. The chakra, emotional aspects of the chakras, their frequencies are joy, peace, courage. I'm sorry, strength. Forgive me, strength. Joy, peace, strength. So that third chakra, strength. Courage is the heart. So we really have to have courage. That's why I was saying the heart was over here, way over there where you are, near the vision, right? Like, hold whatever you're holding dearest to your heart. Know that it's going to take courage to go for it. And the strength. We're going to have to draw on our inner strength, the strength of our community, the strength of community, and our own inner strength as we create these new foundations, right? For rebalancing the mind. Whew, our minds are so out of balance. I feel that's a huge part of what has been so out of balance for a long time, right? The mind leading the way when it should be the other way around. It should be the heart where the greatest amount of power truly lies. And this is our medicine right now. It's time for us to receive it, right? This healing of the mind, and trusting more so rather than the mind to make decisions, rather than mind making decisions. Allow your heart to lead the way. And remember, I said, this is interesting. Here we have the fork in the road. And this fork in the road is right on top of soul remembering or soul retrieval. And this, my friends, is all about the rebirth that we're experiencing. If you've been listening to these readings, you'll know that we're all going collectively through a rebirth, right? So that's what this little spiral shell is about, kind of representing the fog or what was on one side of the veil and is now ready to be revealed on the other, just like a fog clearing. As you move forward, you've just got to keep moving forward, but you just go one step at a time. Slow down. That is the message I've been getting. Slow down. I know our nature, when we get in fight or flight, is to want to do something quickly and bam, make it happen. But the truth is, we really need to just slow down so we make the right choices and that we see the bigger picture rather than act impulsively. And that then takes us right back around to our inquiry for today. The inquiry, what you're holding in your heart, your greater vision. And again, just to remind us all that, the very center of all of this, with clarity of mind, we're looking at our foundations, right? And where is home? What is home? Home within, home without, home, the planet, home, the cosmos. How expanded can you make your awareness of home and let this aspect of new structure, new foundations, using our creative life force, our ability as creators to be the predominant creative force in our lives individually as sovereign beings, right? Opening up the third eye, right? And tuning in to how we want a new foundation for the future. Wow, that was potent. So I hope that resonated or reflected something for you in your with your inquiry today. I am going to stop recording on this camera, and I hope that I am able to switch over. It looks like it's working. Back to this space here. And let me just turn this off and move it out of the way. So thank you for having patience with this new process, and fingers crossed it all come together in the one single Zoom recording. That was my goal. I was able to record things separately, but I was wanting to put it all together in Zoom and hopefully make it easier for you to really get a richer sense of the symbols themselves, how they speak to us, how divination works as a process, right? As a tool that we can use. So with that, just join me again in closing your eyes. If you're listening to this as a spiritual practice, as a soulful experience today, and get yourself grounded again, and we'll just close the circle with a little bit of rattling. So with gratitude and appreciation for being the light, for knowing the light, for sitting in the light as the light itself. Thank you everyone for joining me. Have a wonderful week ahead and have a peace-filled day. Aho. Okay. We can end that.